Good Wednesday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. And this is the daily video forecast discussion for this Wednesday, the 11th of June, 2014. Once again at sunrise, waking up to another soupy, cloudy, damp, raw air mass in place across the region. Dew points are in the upper 50s to lower 60s, making the air very stagnant and uncomfortable. The winds are light out of the east as well. Plenty of low clouds across the region, some drizzle and some light rain being reported across the region as well as fog. Temperatures this morning are running anywhere from the mid 60s to around 70 degrees across the entire region. Current watches, warnings, and advisories across the ocean and land. Here we have small craft advisories until 8 p.m. this evening. And this is for Sandy Hook to Montauk Point out to 20 nautical miles for east winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots, and seas 4 to 6 feet. We also have other advisories here. A strong line of thunderstorms affecting Caroline, Queen, and southwestern Kent, southwestern Sussex, and Talbot counties in Maryland. And the strong line of thunderstorms was located about 15 miles west of Shady Side of Long Beach at 13 miles south of Andrews, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Wind gust in these storms up to 45 miles per hour possible. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with these storms, so do not stay in open nor seek shelter under trees when lightning threatens. Move indoors when a thunderstorm approaches. Very heavy rain will fall from these storms and will cause water to pond on the roads and fill poor drainage areas. The rain will cause rapid rises of small streams and creeks. Latest lightning data also is confirming this from Washington, D.C. and Baltimore south through the southern mid-Atlantic region. Rainfall amounts over the last 24 hours, including this morning, we can see amounts of 1 to 2 to 3 inches of rain in many of these areas from southeastern Pennsylvania through Maryland and parts of the Delmarva region, and this has caused a lot of flooding concerns as well. In the soupy and stagnant air mass that was in place yesterday afternoon through last night, we had plenty of flooding occurring on the I-95 at Churchman's Road. 1.60 inches of rainfall in less than an hour fell. We had water around a foot deep in a shopping center in parts of Gloucester County yesterday afternoon. Water several inches deep on various roadways across Gloucester and Philadelphia. Citizens Bank parking infield was flooded. Water waist high on the I-95 north and southbound at Broad Street Tunnel in Philadelphia. Numerous vehicles were stranded here. Also the other day on Monday in Newark, New Jersey, where we had the heavy rain in the morning, we had flood rescues and stranded cars in Newark, New Jersey, and also last evening in Camden, flooding along US 130 with the lanes closed. Visible satellite pass this morning shows plenty of convective clouds beginning to build up across Pennsylvania, low stratus clouds across the entire forecast region with a lot of these tufts in these cloud bases here rising up into the atmosphere with numerous showers, lifting with strong thunderstorms now ongoing across portions of Maryland, and also additional lifting here. This line of showers and thunderstorms beginning to weaken a little bit just down to regular moderate rainfall now across southeastern Pennsylvania, and we have more lifting on the way as a deep low pressure area across Indiana moves into the Great Lakes region. Backed up cold front, basically a backdoor cold front stationary frontal band here lying from the Ohio Valley all the way into the mid-Atlantic coast states with plenty of moisture on the way. Latest radar mosaic is showing this with the showers and thunderstorms across portions of Maryland's shoreline here. Showers and thunderstorms weakening as they approach central and eastern Pennsylvania, and some light and spotty light rain or drizzle and across the interior sections of the Poconos and into New York City and northwestern New Jersey. These are spotty and light. And once again, our major rain river gauges here, all 78 of them, not showing any major flooding here through June 20th. However, we do have some cautionary things here going on. At the Delaware Bay, we're going to find water approaching the action stage over the next couple of days, and also our normal spot for flooding here across the Washington Channel, southwestern waterfront here, water approaching the action stage. Now, basically, when we look at the major river stem flooding, we're not expecting any across the region. However, small streams, creeks, urban, and highway flooding will be a good bet, and any elevated showers and thunderstorms that occur over the next several days. Morning surface chart from weatheroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the wavery front here with low pressure off of the New Jersey coastline, and the frontal boundary stalled out across the northern Delmarva, the Chesapeake region, parts of Maryland into western and central Pennsylvania back through the Ohio Valley, where it's joined by low pressure, which continues to deepen up towards northern Illinois and the southern Great Lakes region this morning. A soupy air mass in place with number of showers and thunderstorms to the north of the frontal boundary and more energy lying to the south and west. Morning Earth streamline analysis from Google Mapping shows the low pressure area off the mid-Atlantic coast states. A warm front, stationary front now draped through the Delmarva region to the Great Lakes and joined by low pressure here attended moving up towards the lower Michigan area. Here from Illinois and Indiana with a southerly flow, a marine flow in place across our region just to the north of the warm front, making the atmosphere a little bit more stable. That's why some of these showers and thunderstorms that are moving into Pennsylvania are beginning to weaken and flatten down into just rain showers as they move through. Nonetheless, this area has been a prime area for major flooding over the last couple of days, and it looks like this area is going to continue to be a problem going ahead through tomorrow and then expanding across the entire forecast region during the day on Friday as the warm front moves to the north and we're in a much more unstable air mass. Showers and thunderstorms will populate the grids once again. Storm Prediction Center mesoscale analysis, precipitable water here all the way along the eastern seaboard, all the way down to the Gulf Coast states. We find precipitable water values better than an inch to, in many cases, 1.7, 1.8 inches. This means a very super saturated air mass is in place with plenty of lifting going on, and the availability for any of these showers and thunderstorms that do occur to move slow and pond a lot of water down on roadways, which would lead to flashier creeks, streams, and urban flooding. Surf zone forecast for New Jersey and Delaware beaches today. Not such a good day to be at the beach. Mostly cloudy, areas of fog, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will be in the lower 70s, east winds at around 15 miles per hour. And the winds, the surf zone will be around 3 feet with a southeast swell at 3 to 4 feet. Surf temperature around 67 degrees. The UVI index is 6, which is still high despite the cloud cover. There is a low risk of rip currents. However, strong currents can occur near piers and jetties. Rip currents are possible elsewhere, especially during the tide of lower tide cycle. Swim in areas where lifeguards are present and talk with them about the hazards in the surf zone. There is a moderate risk of lightning threat today that implies thunderstorms are possible, and the nearest high tide cycle at Atlantic City just occurred at 6:26 this morning. Low tide will be at 12:25 this afternoon, and the next high tide at Atlantic City will be at 6:56 this evening. For the aviational weather deck, we have MVFR and we have IFR, and we also have limited IFR conditions, which is lower than IFR actually across the region this morning. And basically we're going to be experiencing generally IFR and lifted IFR this morning for ceilings and low clouds that have moved over the region with a moist air mass in place. A gentle east flow to northeast flow will be occurring with speeds under 10 knots. Expect a very slow improvement during the day with most locations getting VFR conditions by afternoon. However, some may remain as MVFR. Any showers and thunderstorms could bring lower conditions for a short time, but much like yesterday, it's difficult to pin down what areas will have the best chance of seeing precipitation, and overall, the chances are low in most of the TAF forecast. By this evening and overnight tonight, an improvement will be gone and a return to IFR and LIFR is likely once again. Wind speeds could increase to around 10 knots during the day. With a gentle east wind to slightly northeast flow. Thursday and Thursday night, low clouds and or fog possible early in the day, along with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms during the day. Periods of MVFR and IFR conditions possible with the heaviest showers and thunderstorms. Friday and Friday night, an increase in shower and thunderstorm activity across the entire area, along with a cold frontal passage Friday night. Periods of MVFR, IFR possible with the heaviest showers and thunderstorms. And finally, once again for the weekend, mostly VFR. Right now outside of Newark, we generally have a temperature of 64 degrees, humidity 83%, soupy dew point at 59 degrees. The wind is light out of the northeast at 10. Visibility is about 10 miles. Mainly overcast conditions today, and expecting that to continue with improvement during the afternoon hours. Outside of Philadelphia right now, we have visibilities at 8 miles. Air temperature 67, dew point uncomfortable at 62, humidity 84%. The wind is northeast at 10, gust up to 20. And basically, we are in limited IFR or just basic IFR conditions right now, with improvements across the region during this afternoon. What can we gather from the models, the 500 millibar mean height anomalies from both the European, the GFS, and the CMC model, basically showing a flat flow, a zonal flow with a lot of blocking here still in place across Canada and the northern hemisphere, buckling of the polar jet and the subtropical jet stream, leading to frontal boundaries stalling out across the region and an active weather pattern indeed. With one that's unfolding, one that's not going to be necessarily humid and hot, but necessarily humid and wet going ahead over the next 8 to 10 days. Latest high resolution rapid refresh model forecast, basically the radar and cloud forecast going into the future for today. The showers and thunderstorms across Pennsylvania. Once again, they'll populate and move slowly east along and north of the frontal boundary. Showers and thunderstorms again across the Delmarva region, especially the Chesapeake Bay, the eastern shores of Maryland, and parts of New Jersey. We'll get into this on too, but most of these will be light and scattered about the region, and we're not anticipating much in the way of moderate to heavy rain across our region. However, to the south and west, just north of the warm frontal boundary and along the frontal boundary, numerous showers and thunderstorms will be scattered about the region, and any of these showers and thunderstorms will be slow moving and could drop copious amounts of it, a half of an inch to an inch, even an inch and a half in just an hour or two's time, and this would lead to small stream and river flooding, definitely urban and street flashier flooding going on. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast going ahead from Penn State's eWall site shows the low stratus, fog, drizzle across the region. Our low pressure area moving across from Indiana into the upper Great Lakes, dragging its warm front, which is nearly stationary now, further north through the region. This probably won't pass on through to tomorrow. We're in a marine air mass in place here, and notice how the stratus and fog continue into the forecast region late tonight into early tomorrow morning, keeping low clouds, fog, drizzle, and plenty of marine air in place across the region, while this warm front now begins to snake its way northward through central Pennsylvania, and this becomes warm sectored with showers and thunderstorms and very moderate to heavy rain across central and western Pennsylvania down through portions of the Virginias and western Maryland through tomorrow morning. Eventually, the warm front will make its way through the region during the later portion of Thursday and Thursday afternoon, and as that does so, it's going to generate some numerous showers and isolated thunderstorms across the region during the afternoon on Thursday into Thursday night, and most of that moisture will be now confined to the west and north of the region. However, some of these showers and thunderstorms, as they do move through the region, will have strong amounts of water coming down over a short period of time, leading to some street and highway flooding across the region. As the warm front moves through the region, just basic showers and thunderstorms isolated and scattered about the region on Friday afternoon, as the low pressure now is well into Canada. The warm front is also well to the north, and a cold front will be approaching from the west, so isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms will be the rule for Friday afternoon through Friday evening, with drier air on the way for the weekend. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast, meant to say GFS forecast going into motion here. Here is our low pressure area across southern Indiana moving up towards the Great Lakes. Warm front is stalled out, marine air mass in place with high pressure over the coast of Maine, driving a northeast flow across the region, keeping a marine air mass in place right now. And the warm front and stationary front is to our south. The high will begin to weaken, the warm front will begin to move to the north, and the attendant low pressure area will begin to weaken as it moves into southeastern Canada during the day on Thursday, leading to showers and thunderstorms populating the grids across the region. And going into Thursday night and Friday, the low is now well into Canada. The warm air is now well established across the forecast region. Still a little bit of a southerly flow here, so the flow is parallel at all levels of the atmosphere, and that means that showers and thunderstorms will train over these regions, and any heavy downpours will cause flashier streets and highway flooding, as well as small stream and creek flooding as well. Showers and thunderstorms will be with us until Saturday morning, as finally the entire area begins to lift out. A cold front comes through, high pressure begins to build in across the northern mid-Atlantic and northeastern states, and this means drier weather, but even that we still have increasing humidity level values by Sunday, but dry conditions, temperatures in the 80s, which is just going to be near or above seasonal levels because we've been in a marine air mass and below seasonal levels for a while. The high moves off the coast. Our pattern is still dominated by high pressure and ridging across the central and eastern United States. Troughing still shown up across the south of the Aleutian Islands, and still a very active polar jet across the region. And this will lead to disturbances moving into the flow with a stalled out frontal boundary once again developing by early next week, and showers and thunderstorms will once again be redeveloping as the warm front stalls out across the region and disturbances move across from west to east, north, and along the frontal boundary. So quite an unsettled pattern up ahead for the next several days. Drier and more humid conditions setting up for the weekend, and that means good news to go to the beach on Saturday and Sunday. Even Monday looks okay at this time, and then showers and thunderstorms once again redevelop across the forecast region with very unsettled conditions again next week. For the latest on Garden State weather in Twitter, Facebook, and everything else, you can find it right here on Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Wednesday. We'll be back bright and early in video form on Thursday morning for all the latest details live on Twitter and Facebook, and on our site. It's Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great Wednesday.